Hello, you beautiful people. Welcome to my first episode of DAKI Nation, and I am your host, Daki. Please excuse Mocha in the background chewing her bone. I clearly have taken it several times, but she clearly seems to keep finding it back. So you might hear her chewing quite a few times. But anyway, I figured since it's my first episode, what things should we talk about? And I came up with a few topics. Not really major. I just came up with a bunch of topics that I thought would be fun to talk about. But anyway, let's just jump right on in. I have a quick question. So, has anybody ever been to a wedding? I mean, I have. I've been to a wedding. Have you been to a wedding? I've definitely been to a wedding. But I thought it was funny because I was listening to, I don't know if it was The Breakfast Club or if it was one of these other lovely podcasts that I listened to. But anyway, the question of topic was, would you pay to go to your friend's wedding? And not meaning like, because, you know, the whole tradition is, as a bride and groom, you pay for your guests. Obviously, you pay for their food, so forth and so on, because I'm coming to enjoy myself. But there was a story, and don't really quote me too often, but I'm going to give you, like, the Cliff Notes version, because of the parts that I remember, because some of the other parts I don't. But in the Cliff Notes version, it pretty much was basically like, this couple got invited to their friend's wedding, but their friend was like, the only way you can come is you got to pay me $300 and something, or whatever. And I mean, I think they paid for it, but a lot of controversy was like, I'm not paying to go to your wedding, especially as your friend. I'm just not paying for it. Now, and then some people were like, well, I'm your friend, I'll pay for it, you know, and that's fine too. But to be fair, I started thinking like, would I pay to go to my friend's wedding? Like, that would be interesting. And I feel like I'm a little bit stuck between both. Let me explain. So yes, because of the fact that like it's my friend, and if that's where they were at in life, then yes, I would pay for my seat and enjoy my time at the wedding, if that's what was necessary. No, because at the same time too, like if I'm coming to your wedding, and most weddings I expect to be eating for free and drinking for free. You know what I mean? But I guess it just depends on how close of a friend that person is, in my mind. Because, you know, if it was like my best friend, my ace boon cool, my rock steady, then yes, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to pay for my seat and my husband's seat. But if I'm paying for somebody that's just, I've been friends with for 5 months, no, I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. It's a big NO, big red flag. It's not happening. I'm not coming. I will see you on the flip side, okay, because I won't be there. And, you know, I don't know. I always say it definitely is up to you. Like, would you pay or would you not pay? I'm curious. I want to know. So please, let me know. Would you pay to go to your friend's wedding? Okay, moving on. So, there was I think I was scrolling through TikTok or whatever the case may be, and the caption was, when you find it funny but your friend doesn't, right? So of course it was a whole skit, the whole 9 yards, and one person was like bawling out loud, the other person was just kind of sitting there like, seriously, this is what you find funny? And you know what's so crazy? I thought that was hilarious because there's a lot of things that I find funny, and my friends might not. But to be fair, we got kind of a lot of the same sense of humor. So it's a lot of things that I find funny, they find funny. You know what really gets me though? When I feel like that scenario is happening to me, when people, and this is no disrespect, but a little bit. When people are talking about shows like The Office, I'm sorry, I'm just not one of those fans. I don't find it funny. But I got people that be cracking up, rolling on the floor, and I just be like, what's so funny? Did I miss the joke? And I don't miss the joke, but there was no joke. Was it? I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't get it. I totally don't understand. There's another show like that I'd be like, that was funny. It's almost like The Office. I forgot the name of it. It'll pop to me. When it does, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, that show, it's just certain shows like that I don't find funny. I just don't find it fun. I don't know. I'm not a person who thinks, this might be controversial, but I don't know, white humor sometimes just doesn't resonate with me. I don't understand. I really don't understand. And I don't know if The Office started because they twinkled in them little black people, them two little black people, that it was supposed to be like, ooh, yay. I just didn't get it. I really didn't get it. But that's fine. It's not meant for everybody. It's meant for those people who found it funny. So for those people who found it funny, kudos to you. I'm just not one of those people. I find other shows funny. Like, see, I find Medea funny because she ratchet and ghetto. But most people don't because she's ratchet and ghetto. So I guess it just depends on the person in the show. So yeah, I mean, but when it comes to my friend, there's not too many of my friends where we got a lot of the same sense of humor. And I'm funny. So for me being funny, they laugh a lot at me or with me. We're all laughing. So I don't know if it's at me or with me, but guess what? We're laughing together. So whoop-de-doo-da-day. But anyway, moving on. Okay, you can sit it on down. I mean, I know, but I can't pet you forever. Oops. Anyway, moving on. Okay, go ahead, sit down or back up. One of the two. So I was watching The Breakfast Club again. I get a lot of topics from The Breakfast Club because they really do be holding the boy down when it comes to these topics, man. I'm telling you. So there was controversy, and not really controversy, there was just a lot of talk around this topic. Do you argue with your partner? And the reason why there was a lot of talk around this topic is because of the fact that Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats said they do not argue at all whatsoever. They've never had an argument. And I found that to be fucking amazing because I am not that dude. I argue. And ironically funny, I don't argue quite oftenly. It's like every 6 months there's an argument or like every 8 months. You know what I mean? We don't argue either like that because at the same time too, we're adults. So we have actual conversations. So there's no need to argue. But every now and again, you know, one of us are getting on the other one's nerves and yes, we will blow up on that ass. But that's fine because I find that to be very healthy because at the end of the day, we get up, we go in, we apologize, and we say, I love you, and we move on. That's what you're supposed to do. But I do find it healthy to let it out sometimes. Just not all the time. Use your words, okay? Don't be stupid. But I think it's amazing that Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys don't argue. I mean, is it real? Do they really not argue? Because you know how that's... Because I watch Real Housewives. So, and you know, them girls fabricate stories all the time. And they sell it. So people believe it. So the reason why I'm saying that is because are they just selling us a story or do I actually believe it? I mean, which is fine because I do believe that there are people out there who just don't argue. I feel like the people that live on like in those places that are like who go to those retreats all the time and it is always in like that zen and kumbaya moments, I feel like those people probably really don't argue. So if Alicia Keys and Swiss Beats took some notes from them, then I can totally understand. Because shit, I might need to take some notes from them because I mean, get it, I'm usually pretty zen, but every now and again, I just might want to slap somebody. Not my husband though, because I don't condone that. But somebody in the streets though, I will slap. You know what I'm saying? Do you feel what I mean? So, to me, healthy arguing every now and again, and I mean like every now and again. So like a big gap. Like don't be arguing like every other day. Because if you're arguing every other day, maybe you have to think that's not your person. Okay? Because I will tell you one thing, arguing too much is not healthy either. I definitely do think that as a couple and as a united front, there should be no reason why the two of you cannot come to common grounds on a regular basis. There should be no reason why we're having arguments every single day, every conversation. That is too heavy and it's got to go. All it does is make you depressed. And who wants to be depressed? Because that's not fun either. So I do think just open-ended conversation is the best conversation. Topics that you don't want to talk about, topics that you do want to talk about, all topics should be up on the table. Okay? Because at the end of the day, a healthy conversation is a healthy love, which causes a healthy relationship. And that's what we want. Healthy, healthy, healthy. Okay? So, for those who are listening and for those who are watching, have open conversations. I promise you, it's amazing. It's amazing. And to Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys, kudos to y'all. Okay? Like, I think you guys are amazing. I'm pretty sure they have, like, stern conversations, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they might not be arguing, but they might have a stern conversation where my tone goes up an octave, but I'm not yelling at you, but I'm just talking aggressively. That's probably more how they vibe. And that's okay. Or, you know, my dad has an approach where, like, you know, when my mom is yelling, he goes, you got it. And that's all he say. So maybe they might have the same, kind of banter too. That's probably why they argue, because Swiss Beats probably like, you know what, Alicia, you got it, baby, because I love you. And she might be like yelling and screaming up here, even though, to be fair, she really doesn't look like that type of girl. She does look like one of those girls that'll just be like, baby, now your tone, I don't like it. Okay, so let's bring it down. She looked like that type, okay? She looked like the type that when she talk like that, she will slap you if you don't listen. So, yeah, I'm a listen. So, go off, girl. Kudos to you. You know how to... Okay, so, anyway, moving on. So, anyway, in political news. And mind you, I'm not a political person. I don't keep up on a lot of stuff. But every now and again, there are some topics that come across my page or come across my ears that I'm a little bit interested in. And I'm not saying I'm going deep diving and I'm not doing all that research, but I might have an opinion. Now, for those people who do all that, if you hear this, then you can always comment and let me know other opinions. And I'm okay with that, because at the end of the day, we got to figure out how to have conversations without having to talk over one another, because we got to know how to talk to people, okay? It's just out of control, at least these days, except when you're driving, because road rage is real. It's real talk. Anyway, so I've been seeing a lot of stuff about this Harvard situation, and and Donald Trump talking about he can send somebody like an ambassador over there, but he wants them to like fire people for race pretty much, and he wants to deport people from over at the college that's not on the agenda kind of vibe. And I have to say kudos to Harvard, because I'm glad that you are telling them people fuck off, because I watched the head at Harvard read pretty much his text or his letter back to Trump saying, thanks, but no thanks. We're going to continue following our own path. That's what we do. And I'm sorry that you can't seem to comprehend that, but moving on pretty much is what they said to Donald Trump. And I give all kudos to that, because it's nice to see that everybody doesn't bow down to people who are in power that shouldn't be. Let's say that. Let's say that it's nice to see people stand on 10 toes. Okay? Real talk. So go off Harvard, because I would definitely be, if I was ahead in that, I wouldn't be doing that either. Diversity is key. Harvard lives on diversity. Why? Because they had so much scrutiny back then about only bringing in white people anyway. So opening up their diversity, that was a big thing for them, and they stuck by that. So good for you. I'm so proud. I wish I was smart enough to go to Harvard at this particular time in my life. But for those who are there, you are safe. Okay? And good up. So, in other news, as far as political wise, let me see. Is there anything else I should know?
It is illegal deportation, though. They're deporting like wrong people. So that's a really interesting subject, too.
So they're deporting the wrong people. And in my mind, when they say deporting the wrong people, like you know what I'm saying, knowing that I'm black and I live in America, they send my black ass back to Africa. That's what they mean by deporting the wrong people. Am I correct? Or that's not right?
Well, it's like people who they don't have they're legal immigrants here. They don't have documents and stuff like that. But the things they said, they're deporting people who have a criminal records. Apparently, some people didn't even have criminal records, and they got deported. Anyway. Yeah, that's right. So it's pretty much illegally what they're doing.
It's just crazy to think, like, what if I was to deport other people? Let's think about that. Okay, where would I be deporting your ass back to? Let's hear that. Italy? No. I'm sorry. Russia. Places like that. Places where you've never been. And I wonder how you would adapt. So that's the fact that you're deporting people that's only ever known the United States. And you're deporting them somewhere that they've never been is out of control. Once again, though, I'm going to be completely honest with you. For all those people who voted for how they voted, this is all your fault. So at the end of the day, all of this crazy scrutiny has nothing to do with me. It's all you. Because you're the assholes that put them in office in the first place. So guess what? For the next 4 years, your life is shit. welcome to my world, okay? So congratulations. I can't even get mad because you did it. I can't even get mad at him because we already knew the idiocracy, and that's probably not even a word, but I'm using it anyway. We already knew how dumbfounded this was. How do you get, I just want to make sure I got this correct. How do you get impeached and then put back in office? I just want it to make sense. Okay, how do you get kicked out of the White House? Wait 5 minutes, come back, run again, and win. Insanity. Now you broke. Why? Because he's taking all your damn money. I mean, anytime I walk into a grocery store and eggs are $15, that's a problem. That's a problem. That is a problem. And it's sad because y'all so bigoted because y'all didn't want a woman in office. It's horrible. Horrible. I'm just saying, and like I said before, I'm not your political person, but at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I'm just going to say it straight up like that. That was dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. Dumb as hell. So all the shit that we're about to go through, all your fault. So thank you for that. And at the end of the day, so stop complaining online. Because I love how you voted for him and now a whole bunch of people are complaining about him. It's insane. And trust and believe, if I can find the videos that I saw about the people who are complaining, I will tag them in this video because they are stupid. Because it's their fault. You voted for him. And now you're mad at him. Why? Because he's taking your money? Aw. That's sad. Sad for you. I mean, I'm enjoying it. Because at the end of the day, I was already broke. Okay? So, it really don't affect me. I mean, does it suck to pay $15 for eggs? Yeah, but I don't eat eggs like that any damn way. So, guess what? Mine lasts for a little while. So, $15, it stretches. So, that's fine for me. I'll pay it. You stupid. Not me. But anyway, moving on. Okay, so now that I'm all talked out, that's what I wanted to talk about today. Anyway, I will see you guys at episode 2 when we talk about other stuff. And I will still find some political things that I can probably throw in there just so that we can talk about again. Or anyway, I'll ask my lovely husband. He's my cameraman, my producer, all the things that needs to be the things. But other way, I'm Daki. That's Mocha. Right? We out. Deuces.